Hello, everybody. This is Dawa Darwish with trainersbox.net. I've been in the training industry for around 15 years, and it has been always my pleasure, and I take pride in serving in this industry. I do believe in the big mission that we're offering to the world by helping other trainers with material, with services that will absolutely enhance their training and will save them effort, time, cost to help them deliver their messages and help them get on with their targets with their clients. So today's webinar is going to be about the bundle tests that we have here. And before I take you to the bundle tests and why the tests are in general so important to be a major part of your training or a crucial part of your training, I need to highlight how having tests in your training solves a big problem for employers. Just so because they simply want to make sure all the time that employees that they have on board are able to learn and are able to do what they need to do while they are on the job. And it's, of course, it's difficult to monitor them 100% of the time. So they delegate this thing to coaches and trainers, and they sort of, send to us their teams, relying on us, trusting us, and delivering whatever results that they wish to see with their teams and with their employees. Not to mention how much companies invest, for example, in areas such as onboarding and making sure people who get hired are in the right caliber, are in the right space. And this is where you come in as trainers and coaches. This is where we come in, and we are the ones who help them make sure that, yes, whether the trainee has the actual skills that they were looking for, or whether they have actually acquired the skills through our trainings. So people in corporates and corporations, they want to see and know, for example, if their team members are able to explain or apply a principle. When I was discussing this with a lot of CEOs and a lot of department managers, they had some highlights on some concerns, and that was one of them, to explain or apply a principle. I was also discussing this with other coaches, and they had concerns. Their clients had concerns with the ability of their team members to follow a process or analyze information or determine a proper course of action. And that's like, you can have this on a wide scale, people who can actually take a quick and responsive course of action, the best course of action in a timely manner, people who can do this. They want to measure if they can actually do this, or simply troubleshoot whatever problems that come their face. So, et cetera, employers and department heads want to make sure their teams are good and secure with these skills. So this is where we come in and, test the actual levels of their trainees, where they're at. And we have so many options with this. We can test the team members before the training starts. This is actually my preference, because I always like to know where my audience are at before I face them, like one-on-one or one-on group. So I just want to make sure, like, I want to know what's the background information. So you can test them before the training even starts. You can test them during, all throughout the training, using many tests depending on the, how you're breaking down your training. You can test them right after the training finishes. So like before they go back to their offices to check whether their results has improved, or you can actually test them a while after they've gone back to their offices, just so to make sure that they still have the needed information, that they still have, the needed a set of skills that they were promised to develop. through you, of course, and with your help. Now, you notice there are many types of tests that you can have on the table. So for example, you can have MCQ tests, multiple choice questions, true or false. You can have online or tests using particular apps. You can use longer tests, which are like essay tests, which have questions that asks your client about analyzing a problem and finding a solution. You can have also, like, another way you can break down tests is that you can have tests which sort of are information based. They're just testing the information, the background, the principles, the rules, the basic general standards that your trainees know. Other tests would just measure their skills, the skill level of your trainee. Others may just measure their ability to perform a particular task. So, you can divide tests in so many ways. And the ones that we have here on board, we actually have 28 tests here. And the good thing about these tests is that they are pretty short, pretty quick, and with very high impact. They are a mix. They do measure. They vary from measuring information and tasks, skills, your client's skill in a particular task versus your client's ability to perform a particular skill, or know any information that you wish to double check. These tests also are a mix of true and false, MCQ. We don't have long tests. We actually believe in giving your trainees, like test shots, very quick, short, and impactful, so that they can quickly be assessed without, having to go under the pressure of feeling that they're being examined. Human nature, people do not like to be monitored. So it's like a quick shot. It's like a 10 minutes to 15, maximum 20 minutes MCQ test. It's more of an activity. You can allow your trainee to assess themselves, or more evaluate. You can give them the score sheets, and they can get the results for themselves. It's like pretty flexible if you don't want to really put them under pressure. So especially, of course, like with higher level managers. So these tests, as you can see here, are divided into categories. And we've got tests that will measure the performance enhancement skills for your clients, leadership skills, as you can see here. And all of these are like, the tests under the main category. You've got project management tests, with all of these also as tests. You can see, for example, with the leadership tests, we've got what's your personality type? Are you an effective recruiter? Are you an influencer? Can you control your anger? All of these are like 360 aspects that you need to see in a leader, and that we have under our tests. So scrolling down, project management tests. As much as people would like to underestimate the importance of project management skills, I would like to highlight how important they really are, because they are a part of getting things done. It's you have to have project management skills. So for example, here you'd see, are you ready to manage people? Can you schedule efficiently? For example, do you understand risk plans? And so on. Very nice anger management tests, time management tests, influence and persuasion tests, decision-making and problem-solving tests, NLP and memory tests, train the trainer tests, team building tests. Whoa, we're a big collection here. And communication skills tests. So 28 tests. You can bundle them all up and get them at a huge discount, 30% discount. It's a crazy discount, actually. Only $459.99. Most of them are 10 questions, whether it's true or false or MCQ. I'm going to just walk you through a couple now just to get a taster of what these look like. And they all have keys, like answer solutions, and a call for action depending on the solution or like the scores that your trainees get. Lovely thing about these tests is that they simulate the real situations, and like they check out the reactions, or like, you know, the kind of solution or how your trainee will troubleshoot on this particular situation that's in the question. Very simplified, very short, quick, impactful, as I just mentioned. And let me just walk you through a couple of tests here so you can get a feel of how these amazing products look like from the inside. So this is an example of one of the tests, which is called "Are You a Procrastinator?" test. It's 15 minutes. And it has, like, this test examines if you have an internal tendency to procrastinate. And you mark to which extent particular statements relate to your characteristics and behavioral patterns. So you've got questions here like statements, and you've got like options, which is like NLA is not like me at all. NL is not like me. IDs, I don't know. LM is like me. BLM is very much like me. So you will, for example, have a look at the questions, the statements. I often find myself performing tasks that I had intended to do days before. Very much like me, for example. When planning a meeting, I make the necessary arrangement well in advance, like me. So on. And like, I generally return emails and phone calls promptly. I don't know. I find that jobs often don't get done for days, even when they require little else except sitting down and doing them. Could be not like me at all, and so on. So like you go through a particular set of statements, which are like 15 statements. And then you see how you're measuring up. So if you give then here is the, like, you know, process. You give yourself 1 point if you for each not like me at all, and 5 points to very much like me, and so on. You give a particular number of points for each answer, and then you would know after measuring up the answers where you stand. And it will also give you a conclusion, how to react, what course of action you need to take when you find your score, when your trainees know about their score. Sometimes it adds in like other products in the hyperlinks, which will be other tools to help people who find themselves lagging behind in terms of being, like, you know, procrastinators. Very nice and interesting test. Another one would be here is the can you control your anger test. It's like a 10 to 15 minutes, very simple, true, false. Check your response by saying yes, no. People tell you that you need to calm down. No. You feel tense much of the time. Yes. At work, you find yourself not saying what is on your mind. Yes. And so on. When you are upset, you try to block the world out by watching TV, reading a book or magazine, or going to sleep. Yes. Do you use daily drugs or meditation to help you calm down? Although I have no idea about the relation between drugs or meditation. It's like asking, are you trying to distract yourself by other, you know, enhancers to help you to calm down? No. Do you have trouble going to sleep? And so on. And like until you complete the questions, the 15 questions. Again, in a very short prelim of time. And then you see how you're measuring up. It gives you the points, like for each time. Whoops. Oh, I just flipped from test to test. All right, back here. So, and then you go to the score, and it says to you, yeah, if you said 0 to 2 yeses, then you're manageable. 3 to 5 yeses, then you're moderate. And you need to learn more about what stresses you and learn stress management techniques. 6+ yeses, you're just like, you're like, you know, hilarious. It's out of control. Your trainees need something to help them. You need somebody to help them. And the nice thing is that, for example, if somebody in your team, in your audience gets, for example, a 6+, and they're totally out of control and they need to learn more about anger management techniques, all what you need to do is that you can go to the website, our website, for example, here, and we've got loads of stuff, guys, on these tools and techniques. So you just go to trainersbox.net. Feel thrilled to type in anger management techniques. And whoa, you're gonna find a lot of tools that we have here: anger management techniques, presentation skills, presentation kits, relaxation exercises, relaxation games, everything, and a lot of tools here to help out. If you want to read articles on anger management, you can just go to the coffee break area, dropping down here from the main menu, and just go ahead and type in managing anger. And you'll find tons and tons of articles. See? Beautiful, wonderful, amazing. So it's like, it's not just the one thing. It's not just a hit and run product, actually. It's like a product that helps you that stays with your trainees and helps you walk them through until the very target has been, you know, reached. So back here to tests. A couple of questions that I got like this week on tests, I'd like to share with you. One of them said, one of my clients asked me, can I use the tests online on my portal? And yes, you can. You can use the tests in whichever way you'd like. You can share them in whichever way you'd like. The only restriction is to resell the tests without being a partner with us. So you can share them with your clients, you can share them with your team, you can share them with your company, use them online, use them offline, print outs, verbal, whatever. You can use them in whatever way you want. Second question also came in this week on tests by Brian Adams from Canada, and he's asking, can I add my brand name to the tests? Absolutely, yes. And that's one of the things that we offer. That's one of our edges in trainersbox.net. You can rebrand the material that you buy from us. Of course, not the partner's material, our material, Trainersbox materials, such as the tests. So any of the material that you buy from here, from the products pages, which are including presentations, icebreakers, games, tests, exercises, templates, case studies, positive affirmations, ebooks, no, until flowcharts, we can say. All of these, you can add your brand name to them and share them with your clients freely and with your corporation. So that's about it. That's a summary and quick walkthrough the tests that we have online. Go to this page, browse, and like pull up whatever relevant tests that will help your trainees. The web link is simply www.trainersbox.net/tests.html. I'm going to add it in the YouTube links down there, where you're going to find all of the links that I've mentioned and referred to in this webinar. I've been using these tests for so many years as a PMP. It has helped me get things done, make sure the trainees have got it, get back to their managers to show them real results with scores. It has helped me to prove that I'm not just someone who's certified in training, that I do have tools that will be recorded and tracked to measure the progress of my clients. Great tool to help you show the kind of effort that you exert with corporations. So I'll be just wrapping up now. If you have any questions, please feel free to send them to me through helpdesk@trainersbox.net. I'll be happy to respond within 24 hours. And until we meet in our next webinar, have an awesome training and hoping you all the success.